And welcome back to the Huge Boob Corner. I am your host, Peter McLean, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting the show. And if you want to keep supporting the show, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because it really helps. Now, today, I have an incredibly beautiful and gorgeous and super busty guest. She is definitely new to the adult industry, so I'm very excited to get to know her and for you to get to know her because she's probably got a lot of exciting things coming up. So would you please welcome Tia Maria?
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I know that you just got in, so you just basically got in and then got ready for this.
Yeah, I spent the last 2 weeks in LA. I was shooting. So I did a sitcom for Browsers.
Oh,
and
nice.
I did Lover Boobs, a couple other agencies while there.
Okay.
And then I came in today for you, and then I have some Browsers things this week.
Nice.
So,
And this is your first full official podcast that you've done. Like you've done interviews, but you've, well, I'm very happy to be your first in that.
You're popping my cherry.
I know. That doesn't happen. Well, actually that happens doing this a lot more than you think. Yeah. I've had a decent amount of first timers on here, which I'm very, makes me very happy to know that they decided to
Start
do the
with
show.
you.
Yeah. So let's get started then with the fact that, again, you are a very new performer. So when did you start doing adult work?
So technically adult work or adult film?
I mean, you can...
Because they're different.
Okay.
I have totally different time periods for
So,
both.
we can start then at the very, very beginning. So then new to the adult film.
Yes.
So, all right. So then what was your first... foray into adult work?
So technically, I started adult work at 18 as a joke. Me and my dad were on Craigslist. Remember when they used to have jobs?
Yes. Yeah.
So there was a phone fantasy operator position. I'm from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And there was a phone fantasy operator position on Craigslist. I'm 18. Me and my dad are scrolling for customer service jobs. It's in the customer service section.
Yeah.
And he starts laughing and he's like, Girl 6. And I'm like, what's Girl 6?
Spike Lee film.
And he's like, a Spike Lee film, duh. And I go, who's Spike Lee? Oh. And then he's like...
Did that make him short circuit?
A little bit. Because he's just like...
What?
But I didn't know who that guy was. And now I know.
Yes.
So it said, call now, leave your best voicemail. It was very vague. And so he's kind of giggling and I'm like, I'm going to leave a voicemail. And he's like, don't leave a fucking voicemail. Sorry. I'm like, fine. I'm going to leave a voicemail. So I left a voicemail. And it was very simple. It was just like, hi, my name is Tia. I'm really interested in the phone fantasy operation. Call me back. They called. I got the job. So my very first technical real adult job was as a phone sex operator.
Okay. Well, I can hear it. I definitely can hear it's a very, very sensual and pleasant voice to listen to.
Yeah, so they named me Drew.
Okay.
And I did that for a year and a half while I was in college. I used to be married and I was a stay-at-home mom. So I did that on the side and it paid actually really good.
Okay.
And then I didn't work anymore for a little while after that. And then when I got divorced, I went into dancing. And so I was an exotic dancer for about 8 years full-time. And I danced throughout the U.S. I would travel to different clubs. I had home clubs in Georgia, Florida, Texas. And then I took a little break when I turned 30. I thought I was going to not be in the industry anymore because I turned 30.
30, yeah.
And I started my bimbofication journey at that time.
Okay.
So I got my first boob job, mommy makeover. And then I tried to sell insurance.
Interesting.
Right? Because I hadn't had a job.
Yeah.
So I didn't have work experience. And then going to work is... I don't like work.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's not fun.
It wasn't working out. But I also wasn't a good insurance salesperson. And I was like kind of sad in the cubicle. Mm-hmm. So I just came back to sex work where I'm happy. So in March of 2024, I came back as a companion, but I was doing a lot of kink and niche stuff. So like BDSM, that sort of thing. And pretty much November of 2024, I tweeted, "Who do I have to fuck to get an AVN?" It was kind of a joke.
Yeah.
And then it turned into me doing porn. Yeah.
Well, considering that you started kind of as a joke, like started it with the phone sex. And
every time I feel like I'm really good at it when I don't take it seriously.
Maybe because maybe you're more relaxed.
Yeah.
but then again, I don't know. I think that if you bring something that's a good energy and obviously
like just making it fun.
Yeah, and huge boobs, which we'll get into the boob journey.
Yeah.
At some point, later. But so when did you do your first scene?
So technically 3 days later, November 6th was my first scene. It was a hand job, blow job with Nookies.
Okay.
Mark Blaze in Tampa called me because I'm in Tampa, and he, they seen the tweet. They gave me the opportunity.
Yeah.
I did my first technical boy-girl scene, though, later that month with Scores.
Oh, yeah.
Because they love the tits.
They do.
That year, I had got the 1,500 cc's. So that was my current size when I did my first, set of porn.
Sure.
Then I had a couple of months of, silence. Had to find an agent. Had to, figure it out. I came to Vegas for the first time this year in 2025.
Okay.
And went to AVN. Had never been to Vegas before. Never been to AVN. I was a little overwhelmed.
Yeah,
but
it can be.
But it was interesting because technically all I had did was that one, score scene and the hand job, blow job. But I'm walking around and they're like, "Oh, you do porn?" And I'm like, "No." I want to do porn. And they're like, "You look like you do porn." And I was like, "No, I just I'm taking business cards."
Yeah.
So it was just really interesting because I felt at home, but I felt out of place at the same time because I'm kind of quiet.
Yeah.
So it was just really interesting. But by February, I've been doing scenes ever since. And it's just been very fast.
So you came here for AVN and it was a little overwhelming, but you had an overall positive experience though.
Yeah. My partner came with me and I was here with friends that I had met in the industry. So we just walked around, drank a little. I went to all the tables and talked to a lot of girls.
Yeah.
So the girls have been very kind, actually.
That's good.
I find that the porn girls and the bimbo girls are the nicest girls in the industry. Can't always say that for the other areas. But I've been really lucky that I've been having a really good time with girls on X, being really good with information, marketing. I've had a really good run this time. So I'm really excited about that.
So so I'm curious then, had you before you started doing adult scenes, again, it sounds like you did it kind of as a joke, but had you ever thought about it when you were dancing or doing the phone sex, would I get into full adult film?
So when I considered it, I was barely legal to make that consideration. Sure. I was a lot younger, but my life didn't go that direction. I grew up really conservative, highly religious, middle of American family. So I got married to my high school sweetheart.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was totally derailed from my personal desires of huge boobs and being on the Cat House.
Okay.
Because those were shows that I was sneaking to watch when I wasn't supposed to watch them. Yeah. And so I kind of idolized those women when I was younger, but of course it was just
you didn't think it was in the cards.
Yeah. And so being a young mom, no, you're not going to do these things. So a lot of the time that I worked in adult, especially when I was dancing, there was a lot of shame, and I would feel guilty about certain things and not show up on the internet, not have social media for a long time. I didn't really want people to know my business. And so now that I'm doing it at 35, everything is so out there and it's so online and it's just kind of new because I'm dealing with not the backlash of it, but it's a little bit I'm getting everyone's perspective and about me doing this. So it's interesting.
But also I have to imagine though, starting this at, in your mid 30s is probably from your mindset perspective and maturity is probably so much different than if you started at 18, 19 and you didn't really know what to do. And it was, it was a very different landscape.
Much different. I handle it. Now I can say I'm aware of myself and I'm aware of what's happening. So even if I'm just a little burned out, then I'm oh, I'm burned out. I need to rest or something. I take it very seriously. I like the acting. I like the scripts. I think it's really fun. Yeah. The sex is always fun. But
yeah.
But I enjoy the process. I enjoy production. I enjoy sets. I like the process. I feel like I have a job.
Yeah.
So I come at it differently. I feel like if I was in my early 20s, knowing me and how I used to be, I'm not sure I would have taken it the same way.
Because it is a real job. It's not like people think that sex work or making adult films is some sort of non-real, not a real job, but it's a job.
I'm really working.
Yeah, you are really working. It's just sex is just a part of the work. But so then would you say then that your experience then has been pretty positive?
Oh, it's been like 100% positive.
Okay.
It hasn't been overwhelming in a way that it's too much coming at me. So I'm able to like look at, and I mean, the internet's great, but I also have like resources like girls that I've met that I can call them to say, hey, should I do this or not do this?
Yeah.
I can like look into studios. Everything's like one Google away at this point.
Yeah.
So it's been great, but also there's a lot of, I don't know the word. What people think is happening and then what's really happening, it's two different things. So like my experience is...
There's a perception of the industry and then there's the reality.
And maybe that perception may have been accurate at a time. So because I would never deny that these things have happened. I just haven't had that experience. And I can say that my experience has been really professional, really fun, very clean, very safe, and careful. And some of when people are telling me what happens, I haven't experienced it or seen it. So it's one of those like, maybe I'm happy that I started at this time where they had a chance to do a cleanup in the industry or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
I came at a time where, so far my experience has been pretty positive.
Well, and I think there's been two major things that have changed. The entertainment industry, even, including Hollywood and especially in adult work, is, you started at a time when there's been where performers have never had more control over what they do.
Yes.
So like, obviously you shoot for companies, but then you can shoot for yourself.
Yeah, and collaborations.
And you don't even need, if you don't want to shoot with a company, you could probably do well enough on your own if you wanted to do that. There are people that have their own, essentially like
huge
production
brands.
studio brands that almost never shoot with
mainstream
companies.
Yeah.
And then also after Me Too happened in 2017, that changed a lot of dynamics in regards to, the way that men would treat women on film sets and stuff like that. And to the point where now, and also with social media now, like you if you step out of line, in a way.
It feels like the first maybe couple of hours on set, it's like, this is how we're going to cover our ass and make sure you're good.
Yeah, so that you're comfortable.
Like we spend the time with that, which I don't have any issue with that. I'm a submissive and I do BDSM. So I love a great consensual, checklist of safety.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, but it's nice to do that at work every day. It's nice to know that like my boundaries are going to be taken care of and that my mental health is going to be in check at the end of the day. Because, the sex business and the intimacy business it can be draining. You're giving yourself. So it's nice to like know that my cup's not going to be empty at the end of the
Well, and it probably also helps now that you have a supportive partner that supports what you do.
Yes.
So you have somebody that when you leave set, you have somebody you go back to that you can, is there and supports you and is there for your personal like comfort and what, if you need to talk about something or whatever.
All the things. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think if I didn't have this partner, I'm not sure if I would even feel safe enough to do porn.
Yeah.
So
that's
because
huge.
I felt like I could discuss all the things, like the quiet things, to say like, when I was younger, I found the password to the cable because my parents used to lock our cable.
Oh, okay.
We had, I think, what is it? I don't know, is it Dish Network? Where you could like put a code and lock the channels. And I figured out the code. And that's how I was able to watch
all the stuff. Yeah. All that stuff.
So, I was able to find those things and discover myself in that. But those were things I kept a secret.
Yeah.
And so I'm in my late 30s, my early mid 30s, telling my partner like, when I was younger, I used to sneak and watch XYZ, and I always thought those girls were really cool. And he's and he's like, well, you could be one of those girls. And I'm like, nah. And he's like, let's throw some D's on there. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
And then here we are. And everyone's like, you didn't seem like that kind of person. And I'm like, well, because it was just like inside of me. I didn't want to tell everybody that like privately I'm a freaky girl.
Yeah.
So,
but finding something you can do that can be a form of expression for you. So this is something that is an outlet, not just, it's not just a job. It's something
no, it's like fun. Like I said, my favorite part of the process is the prep, the production, and the scripts. I love when I have lines. I like.
So you prefer actual like scenes that are you have a character and you have as opposed to a gonzo where it's just you're showing up. You're you.
I never know what to say with a gonzo.
Really?
It's like my brain doesn't have enough words in it. And I'm just like, huh? And then I'll say something that's like kind of dumb and it doesn't like make any sense. And they're like, that's hot. And I'm like, okay. But
I mean, you think that's the submissive though? Because it's like if you have a director, you have somebody telling you what
maybe,
to do, where to go, it's
thinking
easier.
is crazy.
It's
like,
easier, yeah.
I'm just, thinking is nuts. I don't even want to think.
So, but that's because some people prefer either one. Like some people, they're not comfortable with lines. They
Yeah,
feel
I love
awkward
lines.
saying them and they feel like
I feel
they're
like
not
I come
good at acting.
alive.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
well,
Because you get to play a different person.
Yeah, that's fun.
Essentially. So would you say then that you shoot mainly with companies now or shoot more your own content or is it pretty easy?
So predominantly it's mainstream stuff.
Okay.
I didn't even have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like everything is kind of like a train just racing down the street. I'm trying, like I'm going to do my first girl collab today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I'm just now doing collabs and like cherry picking who I'm going to collab with and if it's going to be beneficial. And like I'm apologizing on my OnlyFans all the time because I have like hundreds of messages that are not answered. And I'm like, guys, I'm trying, but it's like, it's just me. And I have like 3 scenes this week and I want a hamburger, but I can't have a hamburger. So I'm going to just have like salad and protein. Yeah. But I promise I'm going to answer you guys' messages.
Yeah.
You know, oh shoot, I need to put a picture on Twitter of my tits.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I'm like, I'm like trying to do the things and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a lot.
Yeah, and that's why you can see why a lot of models will have
agencies
teams
and stuff like that. Yeah,
agents.
So I'm still like in the process. Like I just found an edit guy for my videos, and I'm like so happy. And then I'm like texting him all hours of the night because I'm like, I don't like that. Can you put like pink letters? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just having all these like light bulb moments.
Nice. Well, and it's a way to leverage your time. So eventually, as you get more people helping you out, it'll free you up from being able to do certain things that you had to do before, and now you can focus more on
In a couple months, I'm going to be like professional.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm sure like now, I think
it.
once you get paid to do your first professional scene, you're professional.
Oh, okay.
That's the way I would describe it. Just because, that's something where if you work with a professional company and a mainstream company, then that's definitely, there. But, so what would you like, have you worked with, you've worked with Brazzers, you worked with Score. Are there any particular companies you want to work for?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Okay. I feel like I messaged Kink.
Okay. Yeah.
I want them to string me up on a rope and like
because they have a lot of they have a lot of stuff they can do.
Oh my goodness, like
that would be perfect for you.
Literally just like hang me from the rooftops.
Yeah.
I've messaged them like MILF. There's just a ton. There's a ton of companies. I want to do a ton of anal.
Okay.
And I haven't done much anal.
Interesting.
And so like my asshole's not pure. I don't know.
Yeah. You're not waiting for the right time.
It's so cute, but it's like I tell my agent, I'm like, we're gonna get like some anal in here. He's like, just wait.
Well,
sweetheart.
that's what I'm saying. I guess there's a process.
Yeah, but I'm just you ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do a 6-guy gangbang. Like, let's just have fun. And he's like, no, let's just take our time. So we'll see. I did do a 4-guy gangbang though as a collab on my OnlyFans.
Nice.
Best day ever.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that something that you would, because again, like going into harder hardcore content, because you've got your regular. So I'm going to take
my time. Because I'm going to be honest, I like a pretty girl scene. Okay. I like being the pretty girl. And so
more glamour type stuff.
I enjoyed that, but I also am just a little freaky.
Yes.
So
yes.
Like
there's both.
There's a line that I feel like I'm gonna find at some point. But I do think that I can handle some stuff. So I'm open.
And I think there are a good number of directors and companies out there that like to kind of toe that line of doing, high production value, but then also having maybe more kink and more interesting things out there. And so there's a lot of options for you. So,
I'm excited. I feel like I just joined like this whole club and there's so many floors to stop on.
Yeah. Would you say that you have any like particular career goals specifically? Like, do you like things that you want to experience, things that, or things that you hope to achieve doing this?
I mean, an award would be cool.
Yeah.
That was the entire tweet. The entire conversation was because I've never won anything. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't do sports in school. I was kind of like in the house doing academic stuff. So I've never won anything before. Okay. Like not even a scratch off. So So I'm like, I should get something. Maybe I could like earn something.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
But I also want to be like very memorable because my crotch is online. So if it's gonna be online, my dad may or may not see it and have to like scroll by it.
Yeah.
Then this needs to be good.
Yeah, it needs to be worth what the potential consequences
when
are.
I walk through like anywhere now, people kind of stare. So like if we're gonna garner the attention, let's just spotlight it all the way up, you know?
Yeah. So do you plan on going to AVN next year?
Yes.
Okay. And are you gonna did you go to the award show this year or did you?
I didn't.
Okay.
I was a bit overwhelmed by the crowd.
Okay.
And so I had like the tickets to go and I was like, no, I'm just gonna like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat.
It's okay. Yeah.
Not to mention I was with my partner and when he's around I can't like focus.
Okay.
So,
Well, and your first year, I'm sure it was more just kind of taking everything in, seeing what it's like, obviously meeting people and kind of figuring it out. Now when you go back, you'll have had work under your belt.
It'll be a lot different. I mean, I don't know.
an agent or a company might actually want you to have you at their booth, like signing
possibly,
and stuff.
So that's been really interesting, like fans. Like, you know, like I don't even understand the concept still kind of. So I'm like dealing with that. I don't think that it's bad. I just think that it's really interesting because I'm shy.
Yeah, it's a different feeling.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I just picked the most attention-seeking job ever as a shy person. And I'm not shy in the sense of like I'm bashful because I can open up and I'm really charismatic.
Yeah.
But I do like my house and like I don't network the best. So I'm like, oh, I got to get up and I have to reply to stuff and like that sort of thing. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Nice. And I mean, have you thought about going to some of the other events like Exotica or XBiz?
So I've heard of them, but it
haven't.
Like, I'm just now like, okay,
learning about it.
Now it's time to like do the things.
They do some stuff in Miami, so which isn't too far from you. That would probably be.
I did, like I said, when most of it happened was this summer, I think in June, but I was healing from this break because I've had 2 breast augmentations in the last 2 years. Okay. So I was healing, but I'm like, as long as we don't do another one.
Yeah. And do you see yourself doing this for a long time?
As long as they'll have me.
Yeah. Or as long as you keep enjoying it.
Yeah. The second that I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like, I won't say the second it starts to feel like work, because sometimes it feels like work, but as long as it's fun and like sexy, then I'm going to be down. And I think I got some time.
Yeah. No. And you're definitely, because again, you're still, but again, you never know what happens. I mean, sometimes people.
I think the worst thing that could happen is I'll maybe boob myself out.
Oh, like you get too big?
Because I'm still in the beginning of my bimbo journey. And so I have surgeries booked, like that sort of thing, with the way like my plan is, I might like.
Well, and you might surgery your way out of mainstream, but that doesn't mean you still can't make your own content.
Right.
And at that point you might have a big enough fan base where you might not even really need the companies anymore. So
it'll be interesting in that way, but for the most part, I'm just taking it.
Okay. Well, and so I want to segue then into your bimbo journey then, as it were, because I've had some guests on that they are self-described bimbos as well, and is it something that like how is it that what is it that attracted you to like that bimbo persona or that bimbo lifestyle?
So for me, it's fully a lifestyle, not a persona.
Okay.
And I honestly feel like it's just the most feminine. It's like feminine overdrive. I'm an extremist and I like to do the most, right? Like, well, I do a little when you can do a lot.
Yes.
So when I look at femininity, it's maximized. It's intense. It's hypersexual. It's all the things. And that is exactly the way that I prefer to live my life.
Okay.
So even when I was more traditional, I refused to work. I was like, if I'm going to be a wife, I'm going to be in the house.
Yes.
I'm cooking. I make 17-layer casseroles. And like, this is what we're doing because I'm doing it in the most extreme way. I'm 100% submissive, cooking, cleaning, PTA, on all the teams as a mom. Like that was the kind of wife that I was. And then now that I'm got a much different life, I'm a submissive, 100% total power exchange, full bimbo, kind of a fuck slut. My body is being completely altered in a lot of his vision, but a lot of my vision as well.
Okay.
And I'm all in, but still hyper feminine, hyper submissive. I still do a lot of the traditional things that I would do, but they're just kind of a lot of sexual aspects that have been added to the plate.
It's an evolved type of way to be. You take certain elements of traditional femininity, but then you add hypersexuality
to it.
Hypersexuality and certain surgical enhancements.
I'm a girl on steroids.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And that's something where, did you have examples of that kind of, that really, just interested you or thought, I want to be like her?
Yes, for sure. Like an individual person or just seeing it. So I had both. My mother was stay-at-home wife, very traditional, right? Grandmother as well. And then I grew up in pretty upper middle class, affluent. So some of the Caucasian white women in my neighborhood had tits, and I was like an A cup. So I've had titty jars with coins in it.
Really?
Since like I'm not going to say the age.
Okay.
Right? So many, many years of saving for tits.
Yeah, wanting.
And then I watched, like I said, the shows, the Cat House, etc. I was like, oh, I want to cover Playboy, like if I can. Granted, I was, we went off the beaten path a little bit to some normalcy for a little while. Yeah. I came home. So now that I'm home, we're like, like those little pumps that put air in like bike tires? That's like me. Like, just pumping up my entire body. I'm like, lips? Okay, we'll do a little. Tits, we'll do a lot. Okay, my tits seem big. Let's do my lips again. Yeah. And so I'm just over here finding things that we can cut on and change.
Okay. And the other women that you've met, the other bimbos, because I've had the ones that I have had on the show. I don't know if you've I've had Daniel Derrick, Sapphire Saint. They're all saved in my phone. Yeah. I show their pictures to my doctor. Yeah. We all go to similar doctors. Yes, they probably have a network that's
Dr.
close.
Revis.
Yes,
shout out my guy.
Yep,
he fixed my titties. My first one was not good.
Okay, okay.
Every time I see him, he goes, "Great doing business," because he knows I'll be back.
Yeah. So why is it that you wanted to be like? Why is it that it became like that full lifestyle instead of just like a persona? In terms of, is it just you? What is it about like living it or being it, as opposed to just kind of it being like a character, it being just for for entertainment?
One, I don't think I can do anything fake. And if it's not real, you can't do it for long because you're trying to like maintain it. This is also a very expensive lifestyle, realistically. Yes. So you don't need to half-ass it. I'm with someone, though, that has built a few women in the past. I like to call him the whore whisperer.
Oh, okay.
It's
bimbo whisperer, maybe.
No.
Or whore whisperer. Okay, all right.
He finds the slut in girls and just
that's a sixth sense.
Yeah, he's like, I can smell it.
Nice.
And so I feel like with him, I was kind of like, I spent a lot of time trying to hide mine and like keep it dormant. And so I found someone that's like, no, like be who you are. And so my freak flag has been flying. I feel like almost set free, even though I'm like locked in my jewelry. So I'm like, I'm locked down, but I'm so free now.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of been the journey of me exploring myself, my sexuality while being really submissive, him exploring his dominance while molding me. And it's just been really cool.
Nice. So, well, it sounds like when you two came together, that it really was the launching point for you to really start doing all this different stuff.
Very much so.
So, so it was kind of meant to be.
I would say so.
In that way.
Yeah.
And would you say that there's a certain, like, because you seem very, again, like some people think being a bimbo has a certain kind of personality, whereas to you, it seems like it's just very natural part of who you are.
I'm extremely submissive naturally.
Yeah.
I think before, especially this partner, I was trying to submit to people that were not in position to be submitted to. So I was having like the worst dating.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to like give 130% to people that don't even value it. I had one guy, an ex, tell me that I was like an annoying sex robot.
Really?
Which is insane, right? Like you don't want to.
That's a crazy criticism.
But he's like, you're like a fucking robot. Like all you want to just all day, and I'm like, huh? And then one other guy was like, if you make another fucking casserole, and I'm just like,
jeez.
Okay, but like I was in this situation where I'm like serving these people it's not what they want.
Yeah.
Some guys are like, let's be a power couple, and I'm like power switch? Like, what do you mean power? Like, what do you want me to do? I can't open a pickle jar. Now, I can, but I don't really want to. It's boy's job. So, no, I don't want to be like a boss babe. I want to be a hot babe. So I'm just happy that I get to like go where I belong now.
And do you see that as something, because, we live in a time where there's a lot of people out there that think that women shouldn't be submissive or shouldn't try to submit.
I think women should be.
Well, I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying like there's a one size fits all for every person. Obviously, there are people out there that can do what they want and stuff like that. Have you had to like put people, not understand the fact that you are this way and that they're like, why do you do this or what?
It's not so much a why. I've been called lazy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like you're lazy. And I'm like, no, I just kind of I'm kind of smart.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I think that like the words anxiety or depression, it's because we have too much on our plate.
Yeah.
And I think that if we were a little more honest about what we can and can't handle, when we need a little bit of help, those things could be alleviated. Not that all of it, because life is just sometimes difficult and there's always something. But I do think that with a lot more honesty, life could be a little easier. I really enjoy BDSM and I enjoy that entire community and dynamic because honesty is at the forefront and communication's at the forefront.
Yeah.
And I don't have to hide who I am. If I want peanut butter on my knees, I get to say that finally.
Okay.
And I don't got to pretend that that's like I hope they don't have a peanut allergy. I get to say the peanut butter goes on my knees.
Yeah.
And then I get to deal with the peanut butter people, So I'm enjoying the honesty, the freedom. And I've always been someone that's been very direct and honest about my life and what I want and what I like. And now I get to just be at home with people that are very similar. Because I went on a lot of last first dates.
Yeah. And
because I would say things like, I don't want to work. And guys would be like, yep. Check, please. And it doesn't mean like I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, no.
It just means like I'm not going to go work hard. Like I'm going to find an outlet or space that may earn income maybe, but it's not going to stress me out. Like I'm not going to go gray for anyone. Yeah. And I don't go gray doing this.
Yeah. Well, and there are a lot of people out there that don't want, if they're in a relationship, they don't want the woman to have to work. They don't want her to have, they want to take care of her.
Or if I work, it's going to be a different kind of work. Yeah. Household work is work.
Yes. Yeah.
Being in a relationship and being really good in your relationship is work.
Yeah.
You have to show up all the time.
Yes.
Even when they're annoying. So you got to like go to work. And,
there's multiple different things.
So there's lots of ways to work. I don't got to punch a clock to be at work, But I cherry pick in my life, how I want to show up. And like I said, I'm very lucky now and that I've been able to go through enough experiences, difficult experiences in some cases, to get myself to a place where I feel like I know when I say yes and I'm consenting to things, it's fully done because I want to do it, not because I have to do it.
Yes.
I'm not in scarcity behind some of those things. I'm like thriving in my choices and in my life. And it's really nice. I feel a little powerful, even though I like give up a lot of power.
Yeah,
but I still feel powerful.
There's still some control.
Yeah,
which
it's kind of cool.
Because and that's the thing is, I wanted to talk to you about your just being a submissive in general, because that's a world that a lot of people don't really know much about. It's a world that exists that a lot of people are in that you wouldn't know are in. Because a lot of people can do it without it be like people again, like you said that, or we talked about there's a perception of adult film work and there's a reality, and there's a perception I think of a BDSM kink lifestyle, and there's a reality. People think of dungeons, people think of like what they might see in movies or TV shows, that it's this very kind of dark.
Yeah, what's that movie, 50 Shades?
Yeah, there's 50. Well, 50. And I've heard 50 Shades is a very awful.
It's very romanticized.
Yeah, it's not an accurate portrayal of what that lifestyle is like. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Secretary.
Yes, I love that movie.
I'm sure you. Yeah.
If I had a job, then it would probably be like that.
Yeah. So James Spader, he's done a lot of movies. Like he did a movie called Sex, Lies, and Videotape that had stuff like that, and he did another movie called Crash about.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So he's it's funny how he's in that interesting genre of.
It's probably his lifestyle privately.
Maybe,
and he just throws it into his art.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, it's a good thing he finds good directors to kind of facilitate that. But so for people that might not understand, like they might have these different, like these kind of stereotypes tonight of what a submissive actually is. So how would you describe it as accurately or as realistically?
Well, so I can only describe myself as a submissive, right? Because it's just
everybody's
so broad.
There's different.
And there's different types of submissives. You could be a little, you could be into DDLG, you can be a brat, you can be so many things.
Yes.
I like to consider myself 100% submissive. I say yes. And for the word no, it is a discussion.
Okay.
That most likely still turned into a yes.
Okay.
But just with some understanding, right? So
Yes.
like I'm not a brat. I don't pick fights or I don't do negative things for attention. We don't do punishments for things. Like I'm not punished or something like that.
Yes.
I am a masochist, so I am into pain.
Okay.
I like surgical pain, but I also like a little mental stuff. I like a little mind fuck here and there, hurt my feelings, make me cry.
Okay, wow. All right.
And then I come back for more. But I also like bruises. The bruises had to pause though because of the porn.
Yeah, and I'm sure that might have used a couple of red flags with certain people. They're like, are you okay?
So I can't get as many spankings now because my ass is on screen. But, I enjoy 100% pure subservience.
Okay.
I like to start my day. So me and my partner, I do something like a daily inspection every morning before we even commence with any sort of communication. I do an inspection and I show my entire body. I say a daily mantra that we've had for the last 3 years.
Okay.
And I pretty much give myself to my partner and they approve me and then we commence with our day and our regular life.
Okay.
I don't go to bed without, that final word, what I'm eating, my doctors, what I wear, how I live my life. Those things are all discussed and approved.
Yeah.
I don't make a ton of decisions because I really don't kind of have to because we've discussed what our playbook is. Hey, I know I'm on a specific diet because I have work and I have body goals. So those things are being taken care of. My beauty goals are being taken care of. All the things, really.
Yeah.
I like simple, if I go to dinner with my friends, I send a picture of the menu and he picks what I eat. And I'm happy with that. When we go out to eat together, I don't even got to say anything because he knows what I want.
Yeah.
So I'm good. And I enjoy that. I enjoy making decisions though in small ways, when I send him gifts because he sends me gifts, and so then I get to pick gifts.
So you get a little bit of autonomy to be able to make certain decisions.
Yeah, and like I said, we have a discussion.
Okay.
So granted, I mean, I don't know about that, but I can say that. I can say, I don't know. And then we'll discuss, we'll pivot from this or no, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay. But at least I'm able to voice how I feel. Yeah. And it's taken into consideration. Okay. And I appreciate that. But I enjoy the total power exchange. I enjoy that I'm not carrying the weight of the world anymore by myself.
Yeah, you have somebody that's doing the heavy lifting.
I like that.
Yeah.
I find myself asking just anything, just simple stuff, not even just cute, what nail color should I get? I'm making big life career decisions and sometimes I don't know. And so I now get to ask my partner and we get to discuss it and figure it out. Where I'm going to live next. I have a kid going off to college next year, so I'm going to empty nest and I'm where am I going to live? What am I going to do? And all those things, usually if as a single person, you would just do by yourself. And so now I get to not only ask my partner, but I'm being taken care of too by my partner. So it's okay, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of people might not realize, that they think that it's
not just sex.
Yeah. That it's not just a sexual relationship, that it's not just about some sort of, fantasy or kink or fetish that's being played out. It's that's why it's a lifestyle. It's not just a...
And every part, mind, body, and soul, I'm submissive to my partner and he's dominant.
Okay.
But dominant in a safe way, not dominant in a dangerous way. there's nothing that he's asked that I felt in danger. And that's the most important thing.
Well, and I think that, safety and trust. I mean, like any relationship though, but I feel like it's extra important in a dominant submissive relationship.
Fully.
Because you are putting essentially all of your trust, on to a degree that maybe people don't really understand.
Yeah. And I like to say it's easy because nothing's easy, but for me to be sub, it's hard to be a dom.
Yeah.
Because he has his own thing, his own life.
Yeah.
And then now my life. And everything that he does in his life does affect me. And the things he does with my life affect me. Yeah. So it's a lot of pressure. If he's having a bad day, I can be there. But at the same time, it's I'm having a bad day, but I still got to be there for her.
Yeah.
Because I don't maybe want to talk today, but today she's an inspection and today she's asking me if she should have chlorophyll with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
with her bubbles or not. And you're like, okay. Like whatever the thing, he's got to show up. And so he's making a commitment to me all the time, taking on this big responsibility outside of the sexual aspect that's really prevalent too, like, because that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But so much of the emotion, because we have a genuine relationship along with all of the sexual layers that are in our sandwich.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that people don't realize, though, that the kind of responsibility that that people think that, if you're the dom, then it's easy for you because you're just giving orders, you're just doing this.
Nope, it's hard.
No, you have to.
And
be
I'm
the
emotional. I'm a crybaby.
Well, and the thing is, I think that it's you would say that it's probably very, choosing the right person is a very, very difficult. Can be
every
very
part
difficult.
of choosing your partner, no matter what, whether it's traditional or non-traditional, can make or break your life.
Oh yeah.
And I can say my life has changed substantially just in the last 2 years because of my partner. I can say, like, I find my relationship very healing in a lot of ways, like mentally, because like I said, I've been able to release a lot of shame and tension and things I was hiding, and I'm no longer a liar, right? Because I get to like be myself.
You don't have to pretend to be somebody.
I'm blossoming as a person and a little bit kind of late, right? Maybe.
I mean, the fact that you found it though some people find it in their 50s or their 60s, like.
So, but it's happening, but it's happening because the catalyst of I met someone that let me be free, and then even him, he's having these discoveries, and he's a bit older than me, and so we have a bit of an age gap. But even he's like doing things for the first time and feeling safe enough to say things that he's never said. So it's really enlightening for the both of us. We came in with like big flashlights in a dark room, and we're like, we found each other. So
nice.
I think that that's really cool for me. I think that a lot of women should like consider being submissive and consider BDSM, because why not? Like, yeah. But it has to be with a safe person because there are bad doms. So you don't want to have that.
And there's a lot of people that can be abused, that can abuse that
power.
Position because because again, power is something that can be very intoxicating.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some people don't take, but again, it's a responsibility. As they say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. It's funny. A lot of the things that I've wanted and asked for, he's like, no, not yet.
Okay.
And it's not because like I didn't earn it or I'm not a good girl. But some of it is because he's like, we need to get there. And I'm like, I'm sometimes the train. Yeah. Because I'm just like, lock me up. Yeah. Throw away the key. Let's tat your name across my ass.
Yeah. And what would you say some of the most common misconceptions about your lifestyle would be?
Oh, that I don't have a choice.
Okay. So that essentially you're like.
And that he's making me do the things.
Yeah. That you have no ability to say no, that you don't have any sort of. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone might think, and I won't say everyone, because I'm very candid, but a lot of people initially are just like, you're just saying yes to whatever. Like, I am saying yes to majority of everything, but a lot of this shit was my idea.
Okay.
Because I'm like, did you see that on Twitter? I didn't even know Twitter had porn like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's insane on that app. There's so much good stuff. So I'm just like sending bookmarks.
And it's the only social media app you can do that on. Everything else, Instagram, Facebook, you can't do any of that stuff anymore.
They keep kicking me off of that one.
Yeah.
And
unless you're on FetLife, which I don't know if you're on that.
I was a long time ago. I'm not back on it now because I'm not a community player really. Okay. I prefer my person. Sure. But yeah, like there's just so much stuff. There's so many like words I have to Google all the time, and I'm like learning all these things. Nice. And I want to try it all. So it's nice to have someone say, we're not going to try that. We're going to take our time.
So how did you come to this realization that you were a submissive, that was a part of, like, it wasn't just, I just tend to be either more agreeable, or I want people to or I want someone to kind of tell me what to do. Like, when did you realize that this is a lifestyle you want to be in? So I traumatically stumbled into it, but it was always innately in me. Okay. So because I was raised very traditional, my mom was a stay-at-home, my grandma was a stay-at-home, my dad raised me to be submissive. Okay. My dad actually used to kind of say, like, we're going to send you to college to find your husband. Okay.
So I don't think I was going for a degree.
Yeah.
But I married the boy from high school instead. So then it was like, good, don't go to college. Just like stay pretty.
Yeah.
Like my dad, like, don't get fat.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how I was raised. I can remember being really little and my dad would be like, hey, come be my sous chef because you're going to cook for your family. So like, I didn't go play. It was like washing the baseboards because my dad was teaching me how a woman keeps a house.
Okay.
So being submissive, being taught, being trained were things that were happening really young for me. I did have a good childhood, but it was still a lot of being a good wife and good woman were like instilled early. Now, like I said, I got married, divorced, went into the adult business. I was really good in the club because I'm a great conversationalist.
Yes,
and
you are.
And I like rum. So I used to get a little drunk and have great VIP rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I was sort of doing some GFE stuff in that time frame. But I had an incident, not in the club, not with sex work stuff, but just with regular human beings and regular dating that weren't understanding my submissive nature. And I was looking for a dom. But because I found Fit Life and I knew a couple of definitions, but I was trying to find a dom in regular guys. So I was dating abusive guys for a little while. It was just like it was not a good phase.
No.
So in that time, I then had a switch around 27 years old. In 2017, I was like, I'm going to be dom. Right? So I paid a dominatrix to train me to be dom. I'm not a dom.
It wasn't a fit.
She made me come, though. She knew my first orgasm.
Oh, wow.
Right? I'm not going to say the number of when I started having sex, but just know I had a lot of sex and a human being before I had an orgasm. That was insane. She made me cry. I cried and laughed at the same time.
Jeez.
Because I was like, what is that feeling?
Yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, anyways, she basically, I paid for 3 sessions and she showed me how to use all the things in the dungeon. And she showed me like how to use these sex toys and like be dominant. And I'm like, not dominant. And she's like, you're not a dom, you're a sub. And I couldn't even switch. Like I can't even be in character to be dominant. I'm just genuinely a sub.
Okay.
And I'm like, can I be a professional sub? And she's like, no, that's dangerous. And I'm like, doing it. Like the second you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So I got into being a professional submissive around that time.
Okay.
And so I was seeing people and I was experimenting with pain and experimenting with my safety and learning the proper format of being in this lifestyle to the point where I was like, I'm going to get a fucking dom one day. Like, this is what it is what I want.
Yes.
So it took a couple of years, but now I'm here.
Yeah. And it sounds like, it sounds like luckily you didn't, whatever potentially unpleasant experiences you might have had didn't.
Yeah, I was able to like fix them. Like, now I'm like raw dogging the whole situation. It's like, it's good. I feel like it gave me the perfect amount of balance. I also can see bullshit coming now that I like would not have seen before.
Yeah.
And I had a ground, like a good, starting point of where I want to be and what a dynamic looks like.
Yeah.
Now I feel like my current relationship, we have so many dynamics at one time, but it's because I have the capacity for it because I have so much life experience now.
Yeah.
So.
And it sounds like you would do this whether you were making adult films or not.
Like
you would still be in this relationship regardless.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I feel like he lets me do porn as like a present.
Okay. As like your...
it's like my gift.
That you get to do because it's something you enjoy and it's for you.
Yeah. Because honestly, it gets in the way.
Really?
I'm busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true.
I can't like get all the spankings now.
Because you have to protect your
my
body.
body and stuff. I can't just go get all my surgeries because like now we're like, when are we gonna do the nose? Like when are we gonna do the next set of tits?
Yeah.
This producer doesn't like the tits. Oh man, okay, so are we gonna do the tits? Well, let's just do a little tit. Like, you know, I'm like, my mouth hurts from sucking all their dicks this week. Like, can I take a break? And then he's like,
and so hopefully then that your work doesn't start to, I guess it sounds like though, if your work did get to the point, you would stop, you would either take a break or you would just stop.
Yes, there would
altogether.
be a change for sure.
But that's still cool that you're able to again do that stuff. And then do you have people that like try to ask you questions about that lifestyle if they don't really know about it?
Well, it comes up every day.
Really?
Typically, like let's say I'm on like a set and makeup will be like, so we're gonna change your necklace, and I'm like, no, It's a collar. You can't take
it off. Yeah.
And then now we're having the collar conversation.
Okay. Are people usually pretty understanding and respectful on set, or do they get kind of like?
I think like my first couple of scenes, it was kind of like,
that's weird.
It wasn't it's weird. It was like, you're going to have to choose. Are you willing to give up scenes for? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like not a choice.
Yeah, like I'm not taking off my wedding ring for this. This is my neck wedding ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, I choose my lifestyle first. This is who I am. It's kind of like if I had a tattoo that said "cum slut" across my. I can't erase it for the scene. No. It's just gonna say "cum slut."
Yeah.
So
okay,
I'm still a cum slut.
Yeah.
Just in pretty silver.
So I'd like to finish up with the boob talk because that's obviously
why we're here.
And so what size are they currently?
2,500 cc's.
2,500. Okay. And you have had how many surgeries so far?
So this is my third breast augmentation. The first was 525 cc's in 2020. And then I did 1,500 cc's in 2024. And then 2,500 in 2025 in May.
Okay. Are they overfilled saline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Above the muscle or whatever.
Okay. All right.
So he said I have stretchy skin.
Oh, well, that's helpful for you. That means that you could probably expand faster.
Yeah.
So then, like, when was it that you realized, like, did you want from a
I wanted big tits from the beginning.
Okay.
Air Force Amy.
Oh, yeah. I remember her. Now, but there's a difference, though, between having big boobs and having huge supersized boobs. So did you know that you would want to get to like where you are now and beyond, or was it just because you had nothing to start with?
No,
you just wanted boobs?
I always wanted these.
Okay.
There's a say names? I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong. I think her name is Haley. And she's out of Texas. Really cute blonde.
Okay.
And she's friends with, I want to say her name is Allegra. She's here in Vegas, maybe.
There's Haley Lane. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah.
Yes,
there's Haley Lane, and then there's Allegra Cole.
Yes. So they're like friends.
Yeah.
And
I want to have them both on my show, but I don't know how to get to them.
I would just slide their DMs maybe.
I've tried, and I mean their followings
their
are so
followings
large.
are pretty big, and so you're probably in that little general box.
Yeah, and I so I would have to, unfortunately, I feel like I'd have to get a referral, like a direct referral to them by somebody who knows them personally.
That makes sense.
So,
but I remember taking Haley's pictures, especially to my doctor.
Yeah,
and him like, you don't know what you want, and I'm like, I know exactly what I want. And I waited. I'm 30. Like, I waited for this and I saved for this. And he gave me 500 cc's and I cried.
Because it just wasn't big enough.
I cried. Like, I cried hard tears. Like, I was so devastated. I was like, this is not what I asked for. They were under the muscle. They looked all natural. I was like, I don't want, like, you can die under anesthesia maybe or something. Like, I'm not going to risk death and wake up and look normal. That's crazy. I didn't need the surgery. I want the surgery.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like I tweaked something. I don't want my face to move. Like, my filler lady tells me no all the time because I'm like, 2 syringes. And she's like, no, Tia, 1 syringe. And I'm like, 2 syringes. I want the swollen look after the swelling. I don't want a modification. I want a transformation.
Yes.
So yeah, for me, I knew I wanted big tits. Now the issue is I'm having boob greed.
Yes.
And every time the swelling goes down, I'm like, I can take a little more. And then I compare my body to everyone else's body and the way their implants are sitting. And yeah, I'm just nuts now. I don't know. Like, I don't know what size. Like, I thought I wanted 3,000 was my stop, but I'm at 25. These kind of feel small. And I'm like, is 500 going to make the difference?
Yeah, no.
But then I'm like, I already have a little back pain.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, how much more back pain can I take? But I feel like I can take a little more pain.
A little more, yeah.
So we'll see. Like, I don't know what the end number is.
Yeah, true.
I just know that I got them done May 28th.
Okay.
And I'm ready.
Okay. And obviously, would you go back to Revis?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure he has he probably has a method where it's like, okay, whether it's
honestly, I just tell him to do like put as much as you can get in there without tearing me up.
Yeah.
So because they're not expanders, he doesn't do expanders.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
So I'm going that way. I'm not going the expander way, only because from talking to girls with expanders, they've had a lot of issues with rupture, and so and I can't handle pain. In that way,
it's
always
a different masochism.
I get surgery depression every time. even though I'm like ready for new surgery, but I always get surgery depression. So I don't know if I could handle like if I had a complication. And I did have a tummy tuck complication when I had my tummy tuck. I had a hematoma, and it was just a really shitty experience. So I am like slow walking my surgeries now.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a lot of them. They're going to be extreme, but I am very slow about it because I want to do it right.
Yeah, true. Well, and it'll be great, because if you ever want to come back, and then you'll have had more modifications at that point. And
I'm like, who is this? I can't wait to get to like heaven and like the white party, and they're just like, Tia?
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's like
yeah.
You don't match what we have on our books.
Not at all. Even now, when I try to do those verification things for like OnlyFans, they're like not approving it because like those are my fat pictures. But
okay. Wow. So, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's when you see certain models out there, like there's, you brought up, Marisa, who, I think she's got 4,500s now.
Yeah.
And then there's, I don't know if you've heard of Ricky Rax.
Yeah.
She's got, I think, 5,200.
Listen, it's funny because I'll see them like the top of the year when they get their surgeries and they're in recovery. I always know recovery girl. And I'm just like, oh, I love that for her. Yeah. Like I enjoy this community. It's like I said, it's been the nicest group of women.
Yeah.
And girls aren't always nice. So they're so nice. And we're just like talking. And then even like girls messaging me when they like go to Reeves for the first time. And they're like, I know I seen you on his page. And then like, I'm happy to share like any tips or any like, special pillow that someone told me about. I'm like, here's the link. Yeah. Because I do feel like it's a community of people that are making risky choices and we're deciding to stand out. And we get a lot of kind of flack for this. But I feel like we're just normal people who like to look a certain kind of way.
Well, I mean, and that's what the show was about. It was about, creating a space and a show where women that have enormous boobs can be and actually show like, hey, we're a person.
Normal girls.
We're a person just with huge boobs.
And shirt issues.
Yeah.
Like my biggest issue is a shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you say then would you say that you have a favorite thing about having massive boobs?
Oh, clothes.
Okay, so the way that they look in clothes.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I honestly, my least favorite thing, but it comes with the territory, I wish they were soft. Like, I wish I could have high-profile, giant, soft fun bags, but I don't get to have both, right? My little...
Unfortunately, if they look a certain way.
Yes, and so I take that, but also they look amazing in clothes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's all right.
Yeah. And the thing is because you said earlier that you worry that that once you get to a certain size, that essentially mainstream companies will probably stop being interested because you're at that size.
Yes, I'm already at that size.
Okay.
And so I have found that like my entrance into mainstream has been a little difficult because I have such a very interesting look, and they're just like, okay, you're pretty. You look young, but you are a MILF.
Yes.
And then the storyline for these tits. Okay. So it's an interesting road that I'm on. Like I said, I'm so excited every time I get a scene and like someone takes an opportunity because I'm like, this is really fun. Yeah. But I do understand that my journey has the capacity to change things. Yeah. And I'm okay with that though, because I'm not getting these tits.
No. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is if you had to choose between mainstream work and going bigger, it sounds like going bigger. Yeah, is going to be.
I'm going bigger and I'm going to take more chains. Yeah. So, like in order of importance, is going to be my BDSM life. I am property forever, and then I am a bimbo, and then I get to be a porn mattress actress. Yes. I won't say porn star yet, and not until I win an award.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair. It makes me think of how I wish that I could start like a mainstream company like studio that just focuses on, because they used to exist.
There's still Score. Score is
there.
Still here, and Lover Boobs, right? But there's not, like a big place for us. I feel like especially like the OG girls, they're just personal brands, and they're amazing though.
Because there used to be a company, it was called Big Top in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, and that's like Kayla Cleavage worked with them, Minka worked with them. Like
they try to make it sound like the big titty thing is so old school. Yeah, and I'm like, it's not.
No, it isn't. And I think that there's been there've been times where, for instance, maybe more naturals were more popular, but I think huge boobs never or people said, oh, big asses became like more
Yeah,
popular.
no, ass did take over.
Yeah, they did, but I still
But
feel
ass
like
is going out.
yeah, well, that's the thing, and I think that boobs have
Boobs
more
are
staying
back.
power.
Boobs are back.
Because boobs will always get your attention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm walking towards you.
Exactly. Like you could wear a skirt that doesn't really show your ass very much, but you could wear something like that out and obviously get everybody looking at you. So is that something that you like if you were to go out, or you don't like that kind of attention?
No, it's funny.
Interesting.
I know. I'm the biggest oxymoron because I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I just thought I was going to just like slide under the radar.
And people would notice
and
you?
just like do my thing. I'm like, no one's ever going to leave me alone. No, not at all. I'm just like walking and I forget. Like, perfect example this morning. I got here in Vegas. I'm in the airport and I'm walking and people are staring and I'm like, what are they looking at? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's me. Like, they're just staring at me. Like, but I forget because I'm just like rushing through the airport like everybody else. I got things to do today. And I'm like, but yeah, no, you got big old tits on you, and
eventually, yeah, because you get used to them, and you don't see them as that big anymore.
They're not even big.
Yeah, you don't see them as that big anymore.
They're not big at all. As I don't clear doorways.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like
as you knock things over
all the time. Like it's mostly like I think I can fit through spaces I can't fit through, and I continue to try. And I'm like slant, like oh man, but yeah, I'm just whatever.
So, would you say that they're your favorite body part?
No.
Oh, they aren't.
My smile is my favorite body part.
Okay, that's nice.
So
that's nice.
I know that's like wholesome or whatever, but it's actually true.
No, that's fine.
I really like my smile, but I love my tits.
yeah. I mean, I was going to say, would you say your boobs then are your fans' favorite?
Yes, and then they find out I have an ass, which is so funny.
Interesting. Okay.
Every time they're like, "Oh, you have a great ass," like in the porn, because the porn's like behind you and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, do butt stuff," and I'm like, or boob stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We put
if you got both, it's great.
So, but it's like funny to see. But I would say that people like my boobs, or occasionally you'll get the weird comment like those fake ass tits. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, true. But it's interesting because because with the butt thing, it's like because again, you go back to the 90s, like the 80s and 90s, it was like a lot of those models, really big up top, but their asses were flat, like, and that was just that look.
Yeah.
Whereas now it seems like it's a combination.
Yeah, it's very vivacious. So what is it? Her name Jessica Rabbit from the cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like boom, boom. So yeah, I don't think I'm that vivacious or anything. I'm a little still on the and I still have body goals that are more on the slender side. So I'm like working on my goals and like what my dream body looks like with my partner. But yeah, I got a cute little ass. But
all right,
a lot of tits.
Nice. And do you, I mean, obviously you like, super huge boobs on other women as well.
Yes.
Do you hope that you'll be able to make, more content, like get into more of that space?
100%. Like that, honestly, besides like planning new surgeries, I am like eyeballing all the women that I want to work with and like working on, honestly, my content that I'm planning to do mostly is going to be mostly with those women.
Okay.
I'm already fucking guys,
Yeah,
on
true.
like mainstream things. So I want to fuck the girls.
Well, and some of those models, some of them don't work with companies for the most part. So it's like the only time you get to do it is collab.
I want to hang out with the girls. Like I want them to bring the boob cruise back, or like if I need to bring it back or something.
Yeah, I know. Like, I've had people ask me to do it. They'll be like, "You create one." I'm like
dead ass. Like I'm in my brain. Like I want to go hang out with all the tit girls.
Yeah.
That's just what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to learn the tit tricks. I want the Rolodex of doctors. I want us to go have the same tailors because now we have to tailor all our fucking clothes because nothing fits.
Yeah.
And like that's the space I feel safe and I'm having fun. I love all sex workers anyways. And I'm so happy I've gotten to wear so many shoes in the business. Like I've been at the highest and the lowest of all of these experiences. Yeah. So I like that I feel like a full-bodied person in the industry now. But I'm really enjoying this club that I'm in now.
It's very it's exclusive and it's definitely unique.
Anyone can join us though. It's like it's not like a
it's
girls
not
allowed.
Like
you're welcome.
But
we are an elite place to be, and
you have to hit a certain level. Because like there's I don't know if you think it was like you have to be over 1,000 or over 1,500.
I don't know the number, but you need to get it.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. Well, and Revis is doing his best to one.
Yeah, he's pumping us out.
One girl at a time.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fact that he's so he comes so highly recommended. and he does such good work, and he has such glowing reviews. So, well, anyway, though, Tia, we have come to the end of the interview, and I hope that you had a good time.
I did. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. You were an amazing guest, and I can't wait to have you back.
Yes.
Because obviously, you know, when you go bigger and when you have other things, we'll get to talk more about that kind of stuff. But anyway, though, unfortunately, we only can do this for an hour. But to all of you out there in Huge Boob Land, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.